Hello, Judge White. Happy New Year. It's good to see you. You look well.
Pat, I'm not getting any paperwork for Mr. Doe.
Pat, you're muted. Can't hear you.
I'm sorry, Judge. I can't hear you for some reason. I've got some interference.
I'm not getting any paperwork for Mr. Doe. Hang on, I found it. For some reason, my computer deleted it. All right, got it. Stand by.
Pat's like freaking out. Pat, you okay?
Pat, you're muted.
I'm actually hearing another YouTube streaming. I don't know what's going on. Yes.
Pat, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm getting it for you. Okay?
Yep.
I'm sending it to you.
I just signed it. I found it and signed it. Can you hear me? Pat.
She's thinking. Judge, I'll be back in 2 minutes.
I've sent it to you, Your Honor.
Can you hear me now? Pat, can you?
I can't hear you.
Turn off your interpreter button.
Pat, he found Jack Doe's paperwork.
I'm sorry, but I'm having this wild.
Can anybody hear me at this time?
I can hear you, Joe.
But Pat,
Yes, we got you. Pat's the one with the problems. I'm calling her to try and fix it right now.
part of the problem is we all went to the interpreter button and turned that on. And when that happens, you can hear the interpreter, but you can't hear anybody else. So I don't know if Pat's turned that off yet or not.
I'm working on the problem with her, Judge.
Okay.
You got it? We can't hear you. Your mute's on.
It's done.
Pat, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? Everybody wave at me. Okay, good. Let's see what we can do. This is cause number 532283, State of Texas versus Alexandra Arzola. Representing Ms. Arzola is Mr. William Brooks. Representing the state is Assistant Criminal District Attorney Nicholas Maru. Representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who I remind is still under oath and has been previously sworn. This is a motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. It is uncontested, is my understanding. Is that correct, Mr. Brooks?
Yes, it is, Judge. And actually, we may have a proposal for the court to include her new case as well.
Sure. Let's talk about that when we get there. So on the motion to adjudicate, on the first amended motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision, how does it, wait a minute, I'll get flustered here. Let's start over. Ms. Arzola, I have two documents that reportedly have your signature on them. One titled Defendant's Consent to MTR Hearing by Video Conference, and one titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Are these your signatures on these two documents, Ms. Arzola?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Brooks, as attorney for Ms. Arzola, are these your signatures on each of these documents?
Yes, they are, Judge. But my one question to you, sir, is I think we may not go forward on the MTR itself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, Mr. Brooks.
Go ahead. What have you all got in mind?
Judge, what we were going to do is term unsat on the POM case, considering generally the state is no longer even prosecuting those, and place her on probation for the theft and include dope. And Mr. Brooks, I was looking at it. I think we should also include weekly UAs, unless you're opposed to that.
I don't think she would be.
What other offenses does she have pending at this time?
It's just this theft, Judge, and it was a Walmart. It was a Walmart theft. All the items were returned. It was a bunch of kids' clothes and wrapping paper and stuff. I believe she was trying to gather Christmas presents and stuff like that.
People have prior offenses. I'm trying to track that down on my document.
No, Judge.
Not in Bexar County that I can see, Judge.
Do we want to put Ms. Arzola's plea then on our plea docket this week? Is that what you want to do, Nick?
That works, Judge. We didn't anticipate, there wasn't an information filed until very recently because it's new. So that's fine with us, Judge. It gives everybody time.
That was Thursday, if Mr. Maru can make that.
I should be around, Judge.
Was there an information filed on the new case yet?
Yes, Judge. I believe that on the theft, I believe there is.
All right. Well, let's leave the MTR in place until you get everything and she pleads in on the new one, and then we can dismiss it or do whatever you want to with it. Will that work?
Okay, so we'll put him on Thursday and I'll send the paperwork again before the day's done, okay?
Thank you, Pat.
All right. So we can go ahead and release Ms. Arzola and Mr. Brooks. Is that correct?
It's Thursday at 2.
Sounds good. Thank y'all.
And will it be a different sign-in code than today's, apparently?
It'll be our normal one.
All right. Well, you're going to send it out to Mr. Brooks?
Yes, I will send it to Mr. Brooks. And the defendant as well.
We'll
Yes.
see you on Thursday. Thank you, Ms. Arzola. Thank you, Mr. Brooks.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Woohoo!
Now,
Am I allowed to leave? I don't know how to leave.
How does Ms. Arzola get out?
Sorry, guys.
I'll get her out. I'll get her out.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have Mr. Doe.
All right. Paul, do you need more time, or you Mr. Doe already chatted and we've got the documents? Is that correct?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
All righty. Let's see what we got here. This is cause number 612050, style State of Texas versus Jackson T. Doe. Representing Mr. Doe is Mr. Paul Vasquez. Representing the state, once again, Nicholas Maru. Representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who I remind is still under oath. Mr. Doe, I have two documents to discuss with you, each of which allegedly has your signature on them. The first one is titled Defendant's Consent to MTR Hearing by Video Conference. And the second one is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Are these your signatures on each of these documents, sir?
Yes, Judge.
And Mr. Vasquez, as attorney for Mr. Doe, are these your signatures on each of these documents?
They are.
My understanding, Mr. Vasquez, this is an uncontested motion to revoke probation. Is that true?
That is correct.
On the motion to revoke community supervision, how does the defendant plead?
True, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Gross, what's the status of Mr. Doe's probation, please?
Judge, his reporting has been good. We last saw him on December the 9th of 2020. He has not made any payments. He has a balance of $745. He is delinquent $156. His 48 hours of community service were probated. He's completed DWI education and victim impact panel. He also underwent a rush TAP evaluation as ordered when he was originally granted probation back in November. He's had 3 positives for alcohol on his Scram device. Originally, the TAP evaluation recommended that he go on antabuse. And we know that that's not a program that you utilize. So the officer's recommending outpatient at the VA in lieu of the CAPSNP program, and that he also submit to weekly drug testing. The defendant has no criminal history. This is his first violation report and his first motion to revoke.
Judge, what I have worked out with Nick and with Jeff is they're willing to just give him 90 days. He has been in custody. I don't know if you remember, we tried getting this done about 2.5 weeks ago, and there was an issue with COVID at the jail, so that delayed everything till after the holidays. Otherwise, he wouldn't be sitting there as long as he has been. So all we're asking to do, Judge, is just follow the agreement that I have with the state, sentence him to 90 days and be done.
Okay, and Mr. Doe understands he has the ability to stay on probation and go to inpatient, but that's really the only way I would leave him on probation. We've had a lot
Right.
for a long time. Mr. Doe, are you no longer a member of the Air Force, correct? You were out at this time?
Yes, Judge.
You have a plan for employment and maybe education or whatever? What is your plan?
Yes, Judge. I had a job before I went in here, but I had contacted them and they said that they would still accept me when I get out, and I was going to school, so I had to get reinstated again.
Okay. What type of discharge did you get from the Air Force, if you don't mind me asking?
OTH.
But it's still an administrative discharge. They didn't court-martial you. 12050 State of Texas versus Jackson T. Doe. The court accepts. Did I even ask this? Oh, accept Mr. Doe's plea of true to all conditions on the motion to revoke probation. I grant the state's motion to revoke probation pursuant to the request of the defense. I sentence Mr. Doe to 90 days in the Bexar County Jail. What was his original fine amount, Susan?
Judge, he had no fine.
Fine plus court costs. Credit for time served. Time and money to run concurrent.
No, Judge, this is his only case.
And my understanding is Mr. Doe has, in my records, 29 days of credit. And he's already in jail, so this, whatever the sheriff's quotient is, I'm not gonna make any recommendations to the sheriff. Let him handle if he wants to do 1 for 1, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, and go that route. So, anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Doe?
Nothing further.
Good luck, Mr. Doe. Thank you for your service, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Be back in the breakout room with Jackson.
Judge, what was that fine? You were garbled.
$0 fine. I thought you told me is what he had.
Yeah, I didn't know if you added one.
Mr. Joe, I think he wants to see you in the breakout room.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Otero, who was the attorney for Mr. Sanchez, just came in. I don't know whether you want to talk to him. Mr. Otero? Okay.
Hey, Mr. Otero.
Good afternoon, Judge.
You were not able to be with us. You know, no hard feelings that we all have these problems in life. I went ahead and gave that case to David Garcia, and he's taking it over, and he's in the breakout room. So my position is we owe you a case or as many cases as you want. Just call Pat, and we'll get you hooked up on future cases. And we thank you for your assistance. And we certainly understand when people can't make it on time. It's okay.
That's fine, Judge. Never mind. That's all right. Maybe excuse?
You bet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Sorry about that, but
No, that's fine. And I'll send you somebody, I promise.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Nick, we're doing Keller tomorrow with our docket.
Okay.
Judge, I will be sending you the docket. There's about 20 for tomorrow. I've already gotten one attorney.
Still on YouTube?
Yes.